Day 26, 1st of November, and we are finally able to close down this Australian dollar US dollar trade. It's another loss that's going to be in the realm of $150. That's 3 trades and 3 losses for the strategy as a whole, and all losing around about that amount. So we're going to be near $450, $500 down, something in that range. And yet to get a winning trade, let's shut this one down. We can see that price is below the 5-period moving average. And now we've got no other active trades. Let's see if we can find one. No new entry signals for us tonight, but at least we don't have to worry about this trade going any further against us. Let's come back tomorrow and see if there aren't any entries for us then. Day 27, something frustrating enough that I do need to talk about it. Last weekend, daylight savings time in the UK. Clocks go back an hour. Next weekend, daylight saving time in America. Clocks go back an hour. This broker that we're using hadn't gone back an hour yet. And so when we were looking at this trade yesterday, the Australian dollar US dollar trade, and we closed it out, what we were looking at was the start of the day. It was probably around about 11:15 on the clock, but that was actually at 12:15. So this candle right here was the end of yesterday, and this candle right here is the close of today. Had we not made that error and known the difference in the daylight savings times, well, this would have been our day today, and we would have been closing off the trade basically back in our entry position. It still would have been a loss, and we lost on the swap as well, but that would have been 12 pips as opposed to just over 100. Yeah, not ideal, but I guess we can only blame ourselves and the differences in daylight savings time and the brokers. And anywhere else I can pass the buck, to be honest. I don't want it stopping with me, and yet I fear it will. I've now actually adjusted this clock, so we are actually right at the end of the day. Let's just go onto the 1 minute chart. If I zoom over there, you can see 11:25, or the latest one, 11:32 up here. Not a lot on the 1 minute chart going on. No active trades at the moment. I wonder if we'll get an entry. Euro pound getting close. It keeps teasing it. We've seen a few times the relative strength index gets to about 85 and then backs off. But now it does seem like it could be a breakout. Hopefully that's a retracement breakout. One more green day, push us above 95. Give us that sell signal. Ooh, so close on the pound yen. RSI 5.89 right now. And that would be a buy signal if it dropped below 5. If it was nearer to the low of the day, that would be an entry signal. Watch out for that one over the next few days. Australian dollar, Japanese yen, even closer. RSI at 5.08. Whew, that would be a buy signal. Almost. Nearly getting a buy signal on the Euro Australian dollar. What a day for the Euro. Really strong there. Against what the trend has been. If we get another one of those that doesn't quite tip it above the moving average, potential for a nice sell. Euro New Zealand dollar, that's close to a sell signal as well. These charts are really teeing up some sell signals on the euro. Here we go, the last currency pair we were checking, the New Zealand dollar Swiss franc. It's coming through with a buy signal. Just about. Let's zoom in and see how close price is to the moving average. Another 5 pips and that signal would be straight gone. But for here and now, we can still take it. RSI at 1.55. Can't get much lower than that, surely. Let's grab up that average true range. Measure out some risk. 64.9 pips. We'll have 1% risk, $86.43 per 1 times that ATR value. So you can see how our risk is calculated. And this one's a buy, all in favor of the New Zealand dollar. Here we go. No stop loss or take profit, as we know. Just purely hoping for the rebound. Get above the 5-period moving average and our entry price simultaneously. Shouldn't be too much to ask, but it has certainly felt it so far. Let's come back tomorrow, see if we've got any of those euro trades available for us, and see if we can't take some profits with this one. Day 28, 15 minutes until the end of the day, and our trade is looking pretty good. It's got in our favor, that's for sure. We entered a buy and we see green at 35.55 up right now. I think that could be the most that we've ever seen one of our trades in profit. Very good. I'm coming on right towards the end of the hour because there was a chance that this looked like it might have been able to finish above the moving average, but from where we're at now, it does seem like we are going to keep it open. We can just have a look at the other price charts though, see if we get any entries, and that should give us a few more minutes to see if price wants to make one final leap above the 5-period average here. Doesn't seem likely to us though. Let's check the charts. That Great British Pound Japanese Yen trade, the RSI closed at 5.94 yesterday. If it had been a bit lower down, we could have got into a buy trade And now we can see price has snuck across the average. It's a good trade for the system if you got in on that one. If you were entering when the RSI was under 6 rather than under 5, quite nice for you. If you'd gone in on the Australian dollar Swiss franc as a buy trade yesterday, you'd be a touchdown, but still plenty of time to go in the trade. Still hoping this Euro Australian dollar can climb. It's been pretty level today. We want one more green day that's pushing upward. Give us that sell signal. Okay, so no new entry signals for us. And with 6.5 minutes to go, doesn't look like price is going to make the jump above the average now. So we will just come back in 24 hours time and hopefully another day like this, get us way above it. Don't just limp over it. Don't just stumble across it. Make a power move. You know, a candle like this right here. What's that? 83 pips. We get another 83 pips on top of that. That would be really nice. Right up to the resistance level mayhaps. We'll be back then. Day 29. And this New Zealand Swiss franc pair is now getting away from us. We've seen a red day, a big red day. We were so close to be able to getting a close above the moving average and take some profit. But now we are $32.88 down. And the 5-period average is approaching our entry price. We need some green days. Don't want to start getting deja vu and end up with a $150 loss again. But some sort of gain is needed to give any sort of credibility to this strategy on Forex. Let's see if there's any other entries that can help out. Euro pound getting close. It's been a few times there where you see a green candle and it pushes like it wants to get into that overbought territory, but does seem to stop just shy of there. Currently 87.83. Dollar yen could get a buy signal with another day's sell-off. Again, we've seen it get temptingly close before in recent days. Might not get a true signal out of it yet. We've been watching this Australian dollar Swiss franc trade because you could have got into a sell trade right there. That is if you had no regard to the filtering, and it would be going bad for you now, about 40 pips down. We've seen worse, but it ain't great. And Euro Aussie, been watching this one as well. Candle has come green, but not as much as it needs to get up there and get above 95. No setups on the charts for us tonight. And once again, we're left just hoping that this trade will turn, get above that average. Show us why we got into the trade, why we're using the system. Let's check in tomorrow. Day 30. Reasonably decent day for our New Zealand dollar trade. It does go to our favour. Not enough to get across the entry price, and certainly not enough to get across the 5-period moving average, though. Still a few pips before that's possible. Around about $14 down. Let's see if we've got any new trades going into the weekend. Euro Great British Pound still hasn't given us the go ahead yet. The day did go green. It's getting close to that 200-period average now. RSI right up there in the 90s, but not above 95, and that's what we need for the signal. So we'll keep watching it, but we'll stay clear for now. Another sell-off day on the Euro Japanese Yen does get us closer to a buy signal as it pushes down the RSI. As soon as we see it get into that oversold territory, we'll be looking for the trade. Same for the Australian dollar Japanese yen as well. A lot of these currencies against the yen are lining up for potential buy trades, and we're more than happy to take one of them if we see it come. Like it might do on this Canadian dollar Japanese yen. RSI even lower on this one, in the 7s now. Potential's there. Meanwhile, the Euro Australian dollar edging closer still. Little steps towards a sell signal. Just need one more push to get us there. No new entry signals for us again tonight, which means we do remain reliant on the New Zealand dollar Swiss franc trade to get us there. And that means for profits, we need a decent sized green candle. Let's come back in 72 hours time and see how it's getting on. But not before we take a very quick look at the journal. Not a lot to update on. One trade closed, another one opened. The Australian dollar US dollar trade. There's that $150 loss, well, but more like 160 when you got the swaps and commission taken in. And it didn't have to be that bad. If we'd spotted the daylight savings time, if we knew the demo brokers we were using were on different time zones, maybe could have accounted for that. So unfortunately, we take another hefty loss. And as we know, we're still waiting for the conclusion of the New Zealand dollar Swiss franc trade, with all our hopes riding on that. Still only 4 trades in 6 weeks, and $476.52 down. Need to see some sort of improvement on that. I am determined to keep on going until we get at least one winning trade, however long that may take. Hopefully it is as soon as we come back next week.